A conversation with a shoemaker.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we have the pleasure of hosting a true artisan in our studio. Please welcome Mr. Samuel Turner, a seasoned shoemaker with decades of experience. Samuel, it's an honor to have you with us today.
Thank you, glad to be here.
Let's dive right in. Could you tell our listeners about your journey into the world of shoemaking? How did you find your calling in this craft?
Well, it's a bit of a tale, it is. You see, I hail from a small town, born and raised. As a lad, I spent my days on a farm, tending to the land and livestock. Yet, there was always this itch, this yearning for something more. Shoes, oddly enough, held a fascination for me from an early age. I'd watch the town cobbler work his magic, and it was like poetry in motion. The smell of leather, the sound of hammers, it was as if the shoes themselves held stories waiting to be told.
That's beautifully put, Samuel. And how did you transition from the farm to the cobbler's shop?
Well, it wasn't easy, I'll tell why that. My old man used to say, the road to success is always under construction. So, I packed my bags and left the farm, headed to the city. I sought out old Master Jenkins, the cobbler, and pestered him for an apprenticeship. He took me under his wing, he did. I was elbow deep in shoe leather, learning the ropes from dawn till dusk.
It sounds like a proper apprenticeship indeed. Now, can you tell us about your daily routine as a seasoned shoemaker?
Sure. Mornings, I'm at the workshop before the roosters even think of crowing. The day starts with inspecting the orders, selecting the right leather, and sketching out the designs. As the sun climbs higher, I'm cutting, stitching, and shaping, ensuring each shoe gets the attention it deserves. There's an old saying, measure twice, cut once, and that holds true in this trade.
Wise words, indeed. And are there aspects of your profession that you find particularly satisfying or, perhaps, challenging?
Well, satisfaction aplenty, I must say. There's a joy in seeing a finished shoe, knowing it'll serve its wearer well. But challenges? Plenty of those too. Sometimes, a leather may be a touch stubborn, or a design might need a bit more finessing. But as they say, a bad workman blames his tools. It's on me to find a way, and that's the art of it, isn't it?
Absolutely, Samuel. Your dedication and passion are truly inspiring. Thank you for sharing your story with us today. It's fascinating to hear about your journey, Samuel. Now, you mentioned that shoemaking has been a tradition in your family for generations. Could you tell us more about that?
Yes, indeed. Shoemaking runs in our blood, it does. My grandfather was a cobbler, and his father before him. We had a saying in our household, from leather to legacy. It was understood that if you were a turner, you'd find your way to the cobbler's bench sooner or later. My father, a masterful craftsman himself, passed down techniques and tales that have been handed down through the ages.
That's truly remarkable, Samuel. It's wonderful to see such a rich tradition being carried forward. Now, in your many years as a shoemaker, are there any particular pairs of shoes or projects that stand out in your memory?
Well, there are a few, I'll tell you that. One that springs to mind was a pair of boots for a young lad, barely 12. He had a fire in his eyes and dreams of becoming an explorer. I crafted those boots with an extra bit of care, knowing they'd be stepping into grand adventures. And years later, he returned, those boots worn and scuffed, but with tales that could fill volumes.
That's a beautiful testament to the impact a well-crafted pair of shoes can have. Now, let's switch gears a bit. Do you have any advice for aspiring shoemakers or those considering entering this craft?
Certainly. First and foremost, embrace patience. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither are fine shoes. Secondly, never stop learning. The world of shoemaking is ever evolving, with new techniques and materials emerging. And lastly, let passion be your guiding star. It's what transforms a craft into an art.
Wise words, Samuel. Patience, continuous learning, and a genuine love for the craft, invaluable advice indeed. Thank you for sharing your insights with us today, and for giving us a glimpse into the world of a masterful shoemaker. We look forward to more of your creations and stories. And to our listeners, stay tuned for more tales of craftsmanship and dedication in the trades we hold dear.
Thank you for listening to English Audio Lounge. We hope you have enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more audio stories to improve your listening.